masses of people. They had 2G, 3G, yeah, so geimpft, getested, all decent, whatever, yeah, sorry, and they implied it. I could not go into a restaurant to have some food with my family. I needed to sit outside at 10 centigrade with a winter jacket. I will never forget about this. And I will not forgive until responsible people will be held responsible for this. Accountable, or whatever.
Yeah, I feel you, ENS. I feel you. They put people through all manner of, prejudice and injustice behavior during this time period. And, it's still continuing in some circles. So thank you. Thank you for sharing. I'll drop the mic. Let's see if there's anyone else who'd like to add.
Well, there is no accountability, right? Even in New York State, I'm sure you guys know our governor Cuomo, who put all those elderly people with, with the COVID people, with the elderly, and so it's and now he's running again, and I think someone actually asked him that question, and he said they.
Agnieszka.
He didn't say I did. He said they.
Agnieszka, I don't want to cut you off, but I wanted to let you know that this is important. Andrew Cuomo is being investigated for the nursing home scandal. Yeah, that happened. That came out within the last week or so. So I just wanted to bring it to your awareness. But back to you, Agnieszka. We may see accountability on some of these issues soon, but that one has been a long time coming. Yeah, I hope so, because a journalist, asked him this question: why did you put, those people? And he didn't actually say anything. He didn't take accountability. He said they did, and I'm like, they, and we're like, no, you did. I remember watching the news, and at the beginning, I remember before this was happening, and he was speaking on national TV, and he was telling that he is going to do this, and I was screaming in front of my family, how can this happen? Like, that doesn't make sense. And and now this, I hope there are gonna be consequences, but I don't know. I mean, I hope so. I know he's investigating, but he's running again, which is even bizarre. How can you even actually knowingly that you are under investigation and you're running again? It's crazy. Well, I wanted to make sure that I'm not spreading misinformation. You know what I'm saying, Agnieszka? So, guess what I just did? Of course, I did a quick search, right, just to make sure that we are on point here as it relates to the recent developments of one Andrew Cuomo. So, let me ask you guys. You want to know the truth? You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth! Yeah, no? What do you guys think is happening to Cuomo? You want answers? Yes, we do. Take a look at the chat. Agnieszka, take a look at the chat. And I'm not just going to put one article there. I'm going to put two. Oh, yeah, this is from the Gateway Pundit and the New York Times. And yes, this is real, people. Take a look at the date on this one. Holy crap. Cuomo is not out of the hot water yet.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to
rumble! And, since you brought it up, Agnieszka, it is somewhat of an important issue and an important update. So there it is, guys. It's in the chat, and I've posted the New York Post article about at the top. So there you can see it. The Department of Justice opens investigation into Andrew Cuomo over New York nursing home deaths. Yeah, playtime is over. Well, any comments, any perspectives? I thought that would get some sort of reaction. Nobody?
Hey, you are running the coolest rooms, yeah, really. Hey, yeah, thanks. Thumbs up, yeah, for researching doing this work for free. I think for free. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't get paid, sir. If you'd like to support the work that I do have a donation link. You know, but yeah, I'm not getting paid for this.
Hey, what about the caps and t-shirts? Yeah, some mugs or whatever you
Yeah, they are
talking about.
available. They're available. A few we've actually made a few available. You guys want to see? All right, I'll post the link for that in a bit. Give me a sec.
You know, it's crazy. We've been talking about, you know, them killing people in the nursing home as a method of drawing attention and hyping up the severity of this illness and putting fear in all these old people and, you know, killing off the old people so that there no longer has to be Social Security payouts and all of that. And the fact that this is coming to fruition, I just really feel like a lot, since Trump has been elected, a lot of investigations, a lot of things have been brought up that we've been talking about. It's just that I haven't quite seen like the final result in, like, I want to see people locked up. I want to see, like, when is that coming? I know it takes time,
Brian,
but I need to see results.
Question, Brian.
Yes.
What is the extent of the corruption currently in place in the judicial branch, legislative branch, and executive branch?
It's endless. It's something that is going to take some time.
Okay.
It's everywhere.
So the corruption is rampant. But specifically, we have judges that are beholden to the global criminal syndicate, right? So there's people in the judicial system who are working for that agenda. If we want accountability, true accountability, we need to make sure that those people cannot block us at any step of the way. And you're seeing right now what they're doing to Trump and on some smaller issues, right? I mean, who would think that people would have a problem deporting criminals from the country? Oh yeah, these activist judges. So hear me out, Brad. And some of you may have heard me go into this before, but if we were to try to bring accountability now with the amount of the activist judges that are currently in place in all over the states, and there's problems in the legislature, there's problems in the executive branch, but let's focus on the judicial branch for a minute here, right? Those persons can cause us some serious setbacks when we try to bring accountability, right? Okay, for instance, you remember when they were throwing out the election integrity cases because of lack of standing and all that nonsense, right? That's one example. But think about how the pharmaceutical companies have bought and paid for some of these politicians. It's also true for some of these judges. We learned recently that there's up to 3 lobbyists per person in DC, including the judges. Pharmaceutical lobbyist people. I mean, so yeah, there are some problems. If we try to bring the COVID accountability stuff right now, I think they're going to do everything that they can in their power to block it. And right now, they still have a lot of power. What we need is the public on our side. And with that, we'll be able to strip away their power using actual facts, evidence, and expose also their nefarious conspiracy, their ineptitude, right? So a lot of these people are walking back right now, but RFK Jr. He's becoming more vocal against the vaccines, and I think he is laying the groundwork to expose a lot of information to the people first, and then the accountability step in the vaccine arena would come after. But I think we're a long ways off from the vaccine accountability stuff yet. I see that RFK Jr. and NIH, they're making it harder for the pharmaceutical industries to get away with their scam, right? They're requiring clinical trials. You know what I'm saying? So, they're tightening the noose. But as it relates to the accountability of what happened, guys like Fauci, let's pay attention to guys like Fauci because he's been called up in a vaccine injured case in, was it the Netherlands, I believe, right? Fauci, Bill Gates, a lot of people are mentioning that one. And also there are criminal referrals on the books right now in several states for the COVID conspirators. So things are being, laid out for future action, Brian. I don't think we're at that point yet. You asked how long is it going to take? I personally do not know. But what I'm doing is I'm trying to push for truth, justice, and accountability to see if we can, drive this catalyst, for this much needed action, right? But I'll drop the mic there, Brian. I'll pass it back to you. Welcome to the stage, Laura.
And with RFK, we were talking about the interview where he kind of, told us why his voice is the way it is. I mean, not to, pander to the U.S. audience, but I think that maybe he can address the nation in a much broader speech about his, maybe once he has 3, 4, 5 things that he's pushing forward, why can't he give a 3-minute speech and say, hey, just to let you know about me, this is a little bit about me. My voice is it, because I think, unfortunately, when, on social media, and I think that the feedback is really, they're not really understanding that he has a disability, and they're calling him a this and that, and not. It's like he can't even be taken seriously a lot of times because his voice.
Can I interrupt
It's
this,
unfair.
He has been on a lot of podcasts, and for those of us that have been following him, he has been saying that's been said before. So I think the people that you're talking about, I understand what you're saying, but I think the people that you're talking about are just, they're calling him, they're saying there's still a worm in his brain and that he's, they're just saying all kinds of shit. And I don't think a speech on, I think he's going the route of podcasts and smaller news channels. And I think that's the way of the future anyway. Like, what do you, if I just don't think that give him any positive, platform. They're basically, they're taking every opportunity they can to talk about all the things that they say he's doing or isn't doing, rather than focusing on all the good stuff that he's doing. And I don't think that they want to give a platform to go, yeah, he doesn't just sound weird, he's actually disabled. I don't think they want to say that. I don't think they want to say he has a medical challenge or a medical disability, because that would be giving him,
I don't know, some sympathy or understanding or something. I just don't think that the media wants to give them that. I think they're very still democratically funded and supported. Does that make sense? I didn't mean to interrupt you, but that's kind of my thinking.
No, you're right.
Well, Laura, let me catch you up on one thing before we pass back to Brian. Earlier in the room, we listened to a clip where RFK Jr. expressed that the reason why his voice is like that is due to a vaccine injury in 1996, a flu vaccine injury in 1996. And, I wasn't aware of that. We were talking about it a little bit. Well, thank you, Dr. Angela. I mean, you guys are aware of so many things that I'm not aware of.
Yeah.
I just learned about it. And, we were talking about it. Yeah.
He did talk about it with a lot of his followers and whatnot at some of his fundraising events. Like, he disclosed that from the get.
But I think he was smart to keep that tight, close to his chest, because everyone says, he's the worst thing in the world, an anti-vaxxer. And of course, if he's had a vaccine injury, I mean, it makes sense that he would be curious about vaccines and the effect they're having on people.
But isn't that the stupidest statement you've ever heard in the world? Somebody got injured from a vaccine and they're an anti-vaxxer. Wait. If I were an anti-vaxxer, I wouldn't have taken the vaccine that injured me.
What?
That's right. I mean, it's double speak.
But we see that. But we sure have seen that with COVID, haven't we? They're vaxxers. No, they're people who were vaccinated and had fallout from the vaccine. So now they're cautious and they want to talk about it so that other people don't suffer like they have. It's all the fuckery. It's the propaganda. They want to instill fear, and the fear is if children and adults don't get vaccines, they're going to die. Don't you know that? They're going to die. They're going to die from COVID and from measles and from meningitis. Heaven forbid that we actually have bodies that know smarter, that are better, that if we take care of them, know what to do with things like this. Just because you get exposure to something doesn't mean you're going to die from it if you don't have a vaccine. I just don't. Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah, big pharma.
Be smart.
Yeah. Big pharma is in all the mainstream media news' back pocket. So, they're not going to kill their cash cow, by letting Kennedy speak on it. I mean, they're just not gonna, until the news stations change.
Right, until we pass a law that takes it back to where it needs to be, where pharmaceuticals are not advertising, that they're not allowed to. I remember that time. I remember when that law changed, and boy, didn't Big Pharma become a lot more powerful when they were allowed to advertise. They need to stop, and he's talking about that too. That might take some more time, but yeah, we need to stop having them advertise, and they need to be accountable for vaccine injuries. Not the government, but the industry itself, the pharmaceuticals. That would change. Don't you think those two things alone, that would change a lot, in my opinion. Those two things would be big steps in the right direction.
And I think that's what's going to happen, because the news stations are going to collapse because they just can't. They can't support. They're not getting the viewers, and people aren't advertising on their channels because nobody's watching them. So yeah, it's going to change. But as far as accountability, I think that's not going to happen until 2026. That's my prediction. That's what my gut is telling me. So, that's what I think. Just my opinion.
Well, that's only 6 months away, so the time is fine.
We live in a world when actually speaking the truth becomes a crime, Look at what happened to whistleblowers, Now they're being criminalized, or Snowden and many others, like WikiLeaks. It's incredible. So,
but this is always This has always happened historically. The most brave people who have spoken the truth have been put on a cross. They've been murdered. I don't think humanity has changed that much in that way. It's just that now we have technology to spread information in other parts of the world to our parts of the world and our parts of the world. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not diminishing what you're saying, but I think that this is unfortunately something that humans do when they're not in the right mindset, remembering that we're all coming from the same place. We're all one another's brother and sister. It's not you against me. It's not even the Democrats against the Republicans. We're all on the same team. We're all on the same planet. We all have mothers and fathers, and many of us have children and relatives. It's the wrong attitude. My daughter sent me something from children in Gaza, and I just sobbed. Like, what the fuck are we doing to our children everywhere? We're all the same. We're all human beings. We all want to be loved and love. We all want to feel safe. We all want good food, safe and
welcome to war, bitch.
Water.
Bitch never heard of war.
We want to play. We want to laugh. We want to have meaningful ways that we contribute in the world, no matter what our thoughts are or our perspective.
Who
or
is
our
this,
IQ
Dr.
or our
Laura?
culture. I don't get it.
Vulnerable
I
living.
will
She's
never
living
understand-
vulnerably.
I will never understand not knowing that each one of us.
She's a whack job.
And it's a miracle. It's a beautiful. We're so fortunate to be alive, and to hurt other people. Oh God, I mean that's just a whole other discussion, right? But we all want the same things, and the way it looks like we might want to get there might be twisted in some people because of things that we don't understand, or perhaps things that have happened to them that cause them pain. But geez, love is the thing that everybody needs to give and to share.
Amen.
Anyway, so.
Amen.
I'll tell you what the problem is. I've identified the problem. It's clothing. See, if we all run around naked. No, hear me out. There's a logic to it. There's a logic to this. Remember, I make my living in the clothing industry, so I thought about this. If we weren't wearing clothing, we wouldn't have pockets. See, when you have pockets, you want to put shit in the pockets. And everything you said was beautiful. But the one human instinct, or the one human quality, is that I want more than you. See, we all want to eat, and we want to all be loved, but see, I want the better looking chick. I want to have a filet mignon. You can have the bologna. It's greed. Greed is the human trait that kind of ruins the utopia. I think pockets. You want to put money, you want to stuff your pockets. No clothes, I think it'd be a better planet. I'm done.
Yeah. Right, but I don't think that's a human condition. I think that's a gone sideways condition from not getting enough love and not being able to love enough and not knowing that you're safe and the world is a good place and that things will work out. Because you want to feel better. That's what it is, in my opinion. People want to feel better. They want to feel like they're lovable. They want to feel beautiful. Everyone's beautiful, no matter what they look like. Each person is a unique expression of one. Whatever you want to call one, I don't care. You can call it whatever you want, but I believe that it's greed and mistreating other people is love gone sideways. There's something missing. There's something not working. Because when you love yourself, you naturally love other people. It's like the money I make, I want to spend it on other people. My friends say, stop buying me stuff. I can't help it. When I work, I want to give. I work so that I can spread joy. Anyway, but that's when I'm in a good place. And I try to stay in a good place. But a better feeling never comes from things on the outside. Never. Not a better boyfriend, not a more beautiful girlfriend, not a better car, now it will come if you learn to be in a safe environment where your vagal nerve can come on board and you can relax and you don't have to be in fear. That's a better feeling. But those things are an inside job. That's just my 2 cents. Okay. I think greed is someone's trying to feel better. That's all.
I was trying to be funny, so let me give you one more attempt at it. So something that you reminded me, we always think, and this goes with the greed, it's greener on the other side of the fence. I don't know why we think that. But we always think that there's something better, something bigger, something more interesting. What's around the corner?
Go in and fertilize it and water it, but that's the point. We're going to be looking on the other side for the grass to be greener if we're not connected to ourselves and loving ourselves and protecting ourselves and loving others and feeling safe and feeling connected. We're going to want these external things, and that's, I'm sure in your industry, marketing, that's what marketing feeds. It feeds our insecurities, fears, and doubts. When we go inside and we feed that with love and care, and we curate our environments, we step away from people who don't add to our light, that diminish our light, that tax us, that weigh us down.
It doesn't
My God,
work.
I lived that way for 50 years. All I can say is I know that that's not the only way to live. I live now, it's imperfect. I live with imperfect people.
It doesn't
but we
work,
apologize quickly. We speak kindly. When we make a mistake, we admit it, and we share what we have with one another, our superpower and our resources. That makes me feel better and better and better. But sometimes we got to make difficult choices on the outside in order to love ourselves. And I had to do that. It was really hard. But I will never again not love myself. No love should be transactional. And if I have to diminish myself and my worth and my peace of mind for somebody on a regular basis, they can go fuck themselves and find another hole somewhere else.
Whoa! Took a turn there at the
They can go
end.
somewhere else.
And their ego is a lot of the problem too.
Testing 1, 2, 3. You guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
All right. So I just wanted to give a quick heads up, guys. Some housekeeping here. We do have the X22 report that we are about to. We're gonna close the panel for the stream momentarily, but before we do that, I want to welcome the new speakers to the stage. We have joining us Gail and Karen. Welcome, welcome, and also welcome Laura. The hats. ENS, you were at.
We got El Norma and Princessia.
Exactly.
Oh, he left. Hello?
Gary's.
Stupid ass.
Let me go on mute. Rocket, I say play that song, right?
And when we speak about stabbings, then we speak mostly about Syrian or Afghan migrants, which are then always traumatized and stab somebody.
Moroccans also.
We had yesterday we had a stabbing at an elementary school.
Nigga so bad, bro.
My neighbors are witch.
A lot of crazy
My neighbors are practicing witch.
So what she said in this interview, she said my grandmother was a witch who ended up barking like a
lion. No one cares, bro. No one cares for that woman. Why? Look, no one cares, bro. Stop trying to... Bro, you're doing the rich thing, bro.
Company recognize the science along with Montana-based company. So check it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this side. Grandma done told me. People start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this side.
No, bro. That's it, bro. I don't want to hear about a woman who's trying to get money. I'm gonna check out the book she's trying to write, bro.
Separating
the
ice border from the front border. So, but what this came from? Y'all was arguing that one guy was handsaw.
king of frauds.
See, that's an entire grain-fed beef, and that Montana Knife Company works.
Tomorrow morning, God is going to cancel every worry in your life by a big miracle if you save this audio and type amen.
I wanted to have a little conversation. You believe this shit, bro? Yeah, they can tell the Americans anything and they believe it, bro.
This afternoon. This happened in the Ridge.
Still sick up. This is how I got my neighbors.
I said some shit, bro. And you know what I said? That was a waste of money. Why you think just told you to go buy some Christmas trees. You got some Christmas Bible. You can buy the other one. You can buy a love potion from the ones who come over there and like what they call Blacks the House. The ones who come over there and set your stuff about people. Say it again? No, I'm not talking about those type of blessings. I'm talking about the other ones, bro. The demonic. They come over. I don't know if they're demonic. I don't know if they demonic. When I go to work, I'ma do my best cause I can.
This guy showed up to the shop from Ethiopia with a bag full of rocks. On closer inspection, they turned out to be uncut gems, particularly uncut opals. I wasn't really looking to make the purchase, but Benjamin convinced me to do it. Spent a little bit of my money, but then he spent his own. And I got these uncut stones because I wanted to tell you how it's supposed to be processed with my guy Mike. This guy showed up to the shop.
Just know that soup has been blessed. They call it soup. Once you ever like taste the soup, you go crazy. They put that menstrual cycle in it.
That's not how I cook.
Your stuff will last. I ain't like, no. How you make it like? I said, you make that fried chicken. That was the last thing.
Amazon organization.
Americans got the great value version of what we got, right? We made songs from it, bro. There's this popular song in the Caribbean called Cuckoo Soup, right? And Mike, the Cuckoo Soup is a soup that supposedly drives all the men crazy, right? They put the girls make it to get these guys to go crazy over it, right? And they put their mental cycle in. Yeah. The line was like, oh yeah, what's up? We got our own version. They call it Cuckoo Spaghetti. the way he said salty, like in his voice.
Yeah.
You made it
It almost made me think about his heart.
You tasted that. Same thing that happened when you eat out.
How the hell in this ungodly hour did y'all get on this
What the hell are any of you even talking about? You all have brain rot. You have been here for years talking about nothing. It's finally catching up with you. The brain rot is set in, and all you do. They kicked me.
Is that enjoyable?
I mean, it's all I know.
Dr. Sasha, hello.
Hey, come here, man.
Is that your baby?
That's a good picture, right?
Cute baby.
I should have done it with my other two kids. This is my first one. And it's just funny. It was like to pretend to squeeze their face because they're so small. And like, I'm not a big guy, but my hands look huge, right? It's like, I'm fucking completely average. But I fucking love how tiny you can squish their face. And I don't know, man. I wish I had a whole family series, but whatever. I guess I lost interest after the first one. Nice to see a comedian. I hope you're trolling.
Comedian, I didn't kick you out when they peer pressured me to kick you out. Did you notice
Oh,
that?
you stayed strong.
It's because you're not fat. Based on your pictures, you're not fat.
Who's not
Could
fat?
you imagine if you were fat? How would you feel if you were fat?
I
I
wouldn't.
could easily be fat.
I wouldn't
There's so
make.
much chocolate in the kitchen that I want to eat.
Oh,
but
God.
I'm stopping it.
Dude, pick up a pound of fat. Do you know what like a pack of baby wipes looks like? You probably don't, but like a Kleenex box is like a pound of fat. Imagine like extra 15 pounds of fat. It's like 15 Kleenex boxes. Swear to God. Treat yourself better.
Yeah, they're really nice chocolate wafers.
Just resist the temptation.
Yum. Can you imagine like being 100 pounds overweight, then you lose the 100 pounds, and you were like, I can't believe I used to walk around with 100 extra pounds on my fucking
But you
body.
lose the skin. That's the thing. When you like for example, I could lose weight right now, but it might look bad because the more weight you lose, the more you stretch your skin.
Well, that's what every fat person says until they start losing the weight, and they're like, Jesus, I hate being fat. Being fat sucks.
Could you imagine not being able to do like a bunch of push-ups or not being able to work for 6 hours straight outdoors doing physical labor?
Could you imagine shitting on a toilet at 8 a.m. weighing 365 pounds, getting up, and still having shit on your ass because you can't even actually get to the shit on your ass crack?
Could you imagine if you had had all the physical properties down and then you had one dysfunction and someone fucking maligned you for that one dysfunction that you have, yet they are fucking eating chicken wings for lunch all the time? And I'd be like, nigga, please, like, can you look in the mirror? Goddammit.
The last time I talked to you, you read a letter that your dad wrote you.
Oh, I read it to you. I didn't know who I read it to because I was so fucking drunk. And I'm glad I read it to you, dude. Because I brought it out of the archives. And then the next day I went down to clean my basement, and I'm like, oh fuck. Okay, I got personality test here, and I got the dad letter. So good that I read it to you. I'm happy it was you and not some fucking rando.
But you probably put it on YouTube.
I don't care.
No,
I don't care.
He asked me not to put it on YouTube.
Whatever. I mean, did I do a good job in doing the recitation and everything?
Yeah, it was super emotional. It was like we lived, as the listeners, we lived your emotional experience.
Oh, fucking lovely.
I have a poem I wrote about my dad. Do you want to put it on your YouTube, comedian?
No.
Okay.
Compared to like Sasha, there's no.
Wait, who's your dad? Is he Jesus?
Everybody, no one, everyone is looking to you and you're doing nothing. You're a stupid alcoholic. You're fucking dumb. And then it's like, I'm thinking in my head, hey dad, maybe it's a little bit broader than this, okay, you motherfucker? But anyhow, I'm so glad it was for you, comedian, not some random, because I couldn't remember, because obviously I'm a drunkard, and that's okay. I absolved myself.
Are you really a drunkard?
No, not really. I'm more of a marathon alcoholic.
What does that mean?
That means someone that can maintain like a completely cogent buzz all the time.
But is it causing you problems in your life, like family, work, its health, etc.?
I'm 50% of who I should be. I don't know that.
But doesn't that get boring eventually? Where you're just like, ugh, this sucks. Like, why can't you just like supercharge yourself?
Yeah, but have you had addiction problems in your life? Do you understand?
Of course, I drink and smoke weed every day, but I mean, I don't really find it to be out of the ordinary to actually, have a beer with your lunch and smoke a little cannabis. Like, it seems pretty natural to me.
I'm very high functioning, but I would prefer to be unencumbered, and I'm working towards that. And then it sounds like really pussy because I'm not doing it, but the skin underneath, or the underlayer, is the pull of the fucking chemical addiction. So I'm trying to work on that.
The point is there such thing as a chemical addiction, meaning that it's all dopamine, and so it's not against the law to put dopamine in your body. I just don't understand.
No, you're right. It is actually very easy to break free if you can do. If I can just be clean for a week, everything changes. Like everything that I want happens. It's just I'm too much of a weak fucking faggot to get there, because the first 3 days are painful. They're very painful.
Yeah, but are you even going to the gym and sweating every day consistently?
Oh, dude, I'm a fucking animal. I'm an animal.
So you do work out?
I do hours of yard work and everything. I fucking go for runs and stuff. It's
because generally after a workout, that's a good time to get done your work, because your brain should be at like a high functioning level after a workout.
Dude, I appreciate what you're doing. You're trying to help me right now. I don't know if you're going to offer me any new insights, but I'm not poo-pooing. I appreciate it, man. And I'm there, and I'll get there. And I know I have to, because this type of lifestyle is unsustainable, and there's too much riding on it. It's not just me. But you're right. At the base layer, it is just dopamine, and that can be, you can re-regulate, and everything's just better when you're normalized. But it's a completely personal passage for me, and I'll come out clean. I'll come out clean on the other side. It's just, I'm a risk taker. I fucking ride things right to the edge, and I'm getting close to the edge. And my emotionality when I read that letter was probably a byproduct of my prefrontal cortex being completely disinhibited after fucking months of binge drinking. But I also, there's a fucking sweet spot with the devil too. I don't, I don't know. Okay, look. Yeah, hold on 1 second. I gotta turn my music off to fucking get this out. There's something I was thinking about today. I don't know if it's true or not. I think it might be back. I'm worried that it might be back rationalization. So what I mean by that is having a feeling and ideas and being smart and convincing yourself, which is abhorrible to me. That's the opposite of truth and knowledge. So I'm really worried that I'm back rationalizing this, what I'm going to say right now. I started to listen to music in February. And that coincided with really good outdoor enjoyment and a lot of alcohol. Not anything more than I consumed in the last 20 years, but I think there was like this beautiful entourage effect with the physical enjoyment and exercise, the alcohol and the music. And now I'm a music addict. Since February, I've been just going through music archives, finding all the music. I just ordered a harmonica. I'm gonna fucking start playing the harmonica. And I'm thinking, I think this might be a byproduct of my alcohol abuse deregulating my prefrontal cortex in my brain and giving access to the older parts of the brain or the parts of the brain that people have access to, and I might have had, for whatever reason, too much conditioning. I wouldn't say control. Yeah, too much Pavlovian conditioning growing up. You know, too much like you must do this, you must sit down, you must behave. And I feel like the alcohol abuse might be breaking down those barriers, steadfast, and I might be accessing other beautiful things that humans that we enjoy. But again, is this back rationalization? Am I fucking sucking my own dick? I don't know, dude. It's up in the air. Talk to me in 6 months when I'm either dead or completely reformed and fucking normal. What the fuck is you on?
Yeah.
Hey, John.
Hey, what's up?
Am I live?
Yeah, we're live on YouTube.
So yeah, it is what it is. Fucking masturbating with. But like I support your screens. I only have 4 computer screens, by the way. So like around the consulting industry.
What was that?
I joined the consulting. I want to be a consultant now.
Oh, really? You're.
Yeah. It's like a consult for you, but like as I said, I think it should be OPM. We should raise money for you. Do you have the bank account still?
Yeah.
What do you sign up for? Like, are you on Square, Venmo, PayPal? Sign up for as many platforms as you can.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because like basically we can't get signatures until August, and like I want to make money getting signatures. I really do, because I think I understand like the pratfalls, the best way to do it, and like I think you have a real chance for Hood. All these people are just ignorant.
I agree. I get the feeling like when I go to the gym and I'm working out and I'm like shit talking him so hard on X about how he spent 18 trillion he created 18 trillion in debt in 10 years. It's like I'd be fucking happy as hell too. I mean that fucking guy has made
me smile.
Yeah.
And I was with it was very interesting. I was at the Israel consulate event. And first of all, Israel has bought out the Democratic Party. Good for Israel. I'm Jewish, but like I was with someone I respect a lot, Rob Tatelman, who's the McHenry County Sheriff. Do you know the Republican Sheriff of McHenry County is Jewish?
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, no, big ups for that, and like a good stand-up human being. I have a lot of respect for him. But he was with LaHood last week in DC, and he was saying he was getting crap for that. He's like, what the heck? He's like, I'm the sheriff. And I'm just trying to and then honestly he does a good job. And he gets very lucky because because McHenry County is away from all the stupid L's and train stations, they don't get the same kind of crime tourism. But we have to give respect to him where he says that hey, if anyone's a criminal, he encourages his citizens to be vigilantes.
and protect themselves and have guns and stuff like that. McHenry's actually red, even though it's a color county. And so most of the politicians there were, the Landon twins were there, Dan Biss was there, Nancy Rotherham was there, Susan Mendoza was there, the comptroller. Scranton gave the speech. So, like, good for the Jews for buying out the Democrats. And, like, it is funny, because my fiance's friend works at the consulate, and Tatelman didn't get special treatment. So the Republican Jew sheriff was just there out of his own accord.
Oh, wow.
He wasn't, like, special interest. He's, yeah, and that's this total stand-up guy. And if you run, you should get close to him.
Yeah.
But like regardless, like there's a lot of misinformation about LaHood. It's not still, there's this major possibility he still runs for Senate or for governor. Mm-hmm. But that'd be so dumb on his part.
Yeah, it would be. I mean, he signed. Did you see that pledge that they sent me that he signed saying?
Yeah, like how many terms ago? 4 terms ago?
Yeah.
2 terms?
So I emailed her back and I said, hey, I'm going to sign this and send it back to you shortly. And then she told me she's going to issue a press release about LaHood and me. So.
You good? No. So basically, everyone's, it's kind of almost like you're Dorothy, and he's the Wicked Witch of the West. Because like everyone realizes that he's a scumbag piece of shit. In it, just to be in it and have a title. He's basically like the Lindsey Graham of Illinois.
Yeah, dude, your assessment is spot on. I mean, all it literally takes is a little action, and you realize how delicate the system is, and how this guy has no credibility and no real nobody really supports him. It's like
it was very delicate. You entered the next, like you entered 3 hours later. This congressman, it's a rich, super powerful congressperson, texts my dad a photo of him with Trump. And then all of a sudden, honestly, I think a lot of the reason why he's been positioning himself as a more MAGA Republican guy is because of you.
Well, he has a lot of photos of him with Kash Patel, with Trump, like.
But who gives a shit? He was trying to put Trump in jail in 2017. And
well,
so
did you know the FBI seized his laptop and were going through his digital communications?
Of course.
Yeah, and did you know his dad took a $50,000 cash payment from a Nigerian? And stuck it in a shoebox.
You know that guy said that same guy donated to Darren? That same person? So yeah, so like Darren's like so, and you realize like he became a lawyer, and like when you become a lawyer, there's a lot you can do. You can like basically be a big part of a business, and be like, hey, I'm gonna bring like legal value to you. You can join a law firm, become a partner one day.
Yeah, but what did he do in Peoria? Did he do more? Did he do fucking real estate closings? Like he probably never did shit.
He became a public attorney, which is the most liberal bullshit ever. It either means you're stupid or that you're a liberal, and then he used that to become to go to office, and he really needed his dad to like get him in I think his dad like really helped him get appointed the first time. Where he ran as an incumbent. And then every time he runs in your district, he runs unopposed. So he's really not a tested politician.
Yeah,
like he's a weird, goofy piece of shit. And so, like, what I'm saying is, I hope you can raise the money that we can get you the signatures because, like, maybe you actually just be Congressman Kitover.
It's possible to, outspam him and actually do, like, real events in Peoria and Rockford and Bloomington and cause him major chaos because...
His record speaks for itself. It's like, if you're a real Republican, you can't vote for LaHood. You don't have to vote for John, and you should, because John is a veteran, a real guy, real Republican, conservative record, realist, never fell for the vaccine scam ever.
Yeah, the craziest part is he's got $10 million to run it.
But John, and maybe we can partner on this. Is like I want to start being a consultant, and I'm starting to realize like how, maybe I could use your place, but I can use my place too. Is basically I want to buy a server. Because, like, do you realize it only costs a seventh of a penny to actually text people if you have a server?
Yeah, but see, the problem is all these platforms have, like, spam detection, and it's, like, impossible to actually...
So that's what I'm saying. I need to build a server that really... Like, I really need to focus on building a server that feels like human. And that's the key.
Good luck. But there's so many services out there. You can just use them, abuse them.
1 penny. Well, so, like, the cheapest SMS one I found is 1 penny. Mm-hmm. And if you think about it, you only need so you're right. Like a Congress district is big. You need 200, 300,000 votes to win. But in a primary, it's like 30,000.
Mm-hmm.
And so let's say you're targeting 50,000 people. 50,000 times a penny is, what is that, 500 or 5,000?
Whatever, $500.
No, what is that? Is that 500?
Yep.
Yeah, and so for 2,500, if you raise 2,500, you can send 5 text messages out, just proving that he's a rhino. But if you raise 25,000, you can now send 100 text messages out.
Dude, I'm telling you, X is the way to go.
Information war, and X and TikTok and Rumble,
yep,
and Truth,
yep,
is like so. Like, have you been following Joe Sereno?
Just I don't look at Facebook.
Well,
much.
He's been blowing up on TikTok. He's now getting like 50. His last few videos got 50,000 each.
Oh wow. Yeah, I need to work on TikTok.
Well, you should just be on everything.
I know.
You should be on Rumble, TikTok, Facebook, and just like and then just kind of see where you build your audience. Mm-hmm. And like he basically had a certain kind of audience on Facebook, but it sounds like his TikTok audience is completely different.
So much of it is bot.
Inside baseball, but his TikTok audience is more broad, and it'd be the same with you. It's like I honestly, I think you're doing too much spam, and you need to like kind of like focus more on quality. You want like you don't have to, not too much quality, but you want to bat like 250 or 300. Right now you're batting like under 100, and you get sent to the minors.
Yeah, there's a lot of like I know if I just hired a video editor, like I talked to that guy Augustus today for like 45 minutes.
Augustus will rip you off. Go on Upwork.com.
No, that's my point. I'm not gonna work with him, but I mean,
yeah.
I told him if I could raise money, I mean, you'd have to give me the cheapest package you could give me because, see, his X profile, his Instagram, like he could get me a little critical mass. With
it's just not worth the amount that he's in it for making money. And so like what I like where you can pay me is because like what I want to do is I want to stack. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking that like if I get a bunch of candidates to put a little money,
mm-hmm.
I can basically like create like a factory.
Yeah.
Where everyone's kind of like getting similar content, similar data. And so that I mean like I'm not ready yet, so don't pay me yet. And like right now for like your editing, just Upwork.
Well, see, I mean, I actually want to just spend a few hours working on things. Like, I know I can actually
create. Have editing? Because you can edit on your own.
I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it. The problem is, it's like, it's information overload, and it's like, it's hard to... No, what I'm saying is, like, I spend so much time, live streaming and listening to shit and creating shit that it's like... to sit there and to create attack ads and credibility videos of myself, it's like that's like an extra amount of work and a job.
You can outsource that for like little money to like Upwork, because like it's very obvious where like Darren LaHood's a rhino.
Well, I'm gonna post ads on Craigslist looking for political activists in Rockford and Bloomington on Craigslist.
Amazing.
And try to start doing like a grassroots organizing.
But also video editors. You should find someone either to be like honestly. That's what I'm saying is like if you do create more of a serious campaign,
mm-hmm.
it's easier to get people to volunteer for free.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
if you want to pay, like Upwork is there, and it's not that expensive. You can hire people in like different countries for $4 an hour.
Yeah, it's true. I know it's like, it's a lot of work, that's the whole thing is it's like I'm sitting here trying to fucking get rentals in my units and doing all kinds of shit, let alone
maybe you join me because I want to figure out a way to make money on politics, and so maybe you just join my side and we use your campaign as like a guinea pig.
Yeah,
because I want to make money on the text messages, I want to make money on the signatures, I want to make money on the messaging, and like do a good job because I think that like everyone's getting ripped off right now. Like the Illinois Republican Party was spending 6 cents per text message.
Oh my God! I mean, that's nothing, dude. People look how much your dad put into his campaign. I mean,
I know. I'm saying, but like, what if I came to my dad before he spent that money and said like, hey, you're spending 6 cents, I can charge you 3 cents, or like his campaign managers. One is shit. Like one he should have spent. He should have given her money not to work for him because all she's done is like she's making shit up about him. She's saying that he was like bankrupt in like states he never lived in and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like no, she's a crazy person where she just like actually is like legitimate. Like she was having Zoom calls with people to he's not a Republican. And the person that she moved to work on is a guy that works for a transgender gay. He works for, he literally is on the board of a gay transgender puberty blocking not-for-profit. And she has the balls to be like, call my dad a rhino, and just like making shit up. She said like the day my dad had a stroke, and by the way, I talked to my dad on this day that he had the stroke multiple times. She said that my dad like cheated on my wife, on my mom, which is such bullshit.
This
and
is
also, like when you have a stroke, you can't do that. And like my dad, like honestly, he drove like he was visiting my grandma in Texas, drove all the way to Illinois, went to like 3 bullshit events. So like, where did he have the time to like cheat on my mom? Like, and he like he literally had the stroke in the car, and like it wasn't detected until the next morning. And so she's just making shit up.
Yeah, she worked for
He said
him.
my dad was like creepy toward this girl that my dad is still friends with, and I'm still friends with. So like obviously it wasn't that creepy. And like the creepy part was that he was having a fucking stroke. He wasn't like hitting on her. He was like literally like shaking out his car, and there's no allegations on her part of him making a pass or touching anything like that. Like this person just like makes shit, like literally just made shit up.
But she worked. She worked for him.
What?
She worked for him.
No, I'm saying like I'm just some random. I'm saying like the campaign manager worked for my dad, and she just picked a random girl that my dad had nothing with whatsoever, and said that my dad cheated on my mom with her.
Holy shit, this bitch
then I
crazy.
had a stroke.
Damn.
Where it makes no sense. Where my dad literally like drove. Like imagine like you're a single guy. Imagine driving 20 hours to one event, going to a second event, and then driving home to Chicago. And like at some point he cheated on her somehow. Like it doesn't make any sense. Like my dad's schedule was so tight that night, and he had a fucking stroke. And so and also once again he was coming from Texas.
Well, this is the problem,
She just made that shit up. Like no, but like I'm saying, not the girl. Like the girl that actually was involved, she denies it.
Well, I mean, this is why you just.
Manager was burdened, and then like and like all, and she makes some other shit about my dad. She was my dad's a Democrat. Like all this stuff that's like really false.
People. So what are you saying? Like she's just like a plant, and she's just a stupid puta.
No, she's done this shit like 5 times. Like she's made shit up about me too. Like she's actually just a crazy person. Like she basically works for people, and then she does a really bad job, and then just accuses them of the most insane stuff.
Well,
that's what I'm saying.
That sounds like me.
Saying, this specific accusation is so crazy and like so provably false, and then it's not the only time that she does this. Like she's done it like 3 other times.
It sounds like me, but unfortunately, I work with people who I know are certifiable. I mean, in terms of demeanor, but fuck this bitch. I mean, he should just call her out. You should just call her out and put her on blast.
Because so basically what she was doing is she was like trying to set up Zoom meetings with like people, like trying to shit on my dad. And I told you, like somebody just great. Like she said, like my dad was bankrupt in a state that he never like lived in or had a business. Just like some like next level nut shit. Because like someone else was needing more rice.
Well, I mean, this is the thing about Lashon Hara. It's like this is her demon. I mean, what do you want? I mean, she's fun.
No, I don't care. I'm saying that like that's the kind of stuff you deal with in politics.
Oh, it's crazy, dude. I mean, yeah. I mean, when you can print $5 trillion and take a giant selfie smile saying this is the best thing ever for you. You're gonna love this debt and
no. So my main point though was that like I told my dad because I knew her reputation. Like that was her reputation. She was like known as the mean girl, where she would like really tear people apart, whether they deserved it or not. But like at that time, my dad needed a campaign manager. I'm like, she's a body.
Ugh.
I told her straight up. I'm like, she's not. She's crazy and all these things. But like, you need someone. And so like, I think my dad was paying her like $1 to $2 grand a month.
Oh my gosh, he should have just. Man, why would he hire her?
No, I'm saying, John, I want to start a new business, and I want to be a political consultant and plug this hole.
Yeah, I mean, you've run, so I mean,
I know all the shit, and I also so my dad's my dad got robbed 3 times, and so this could be a great story. Is the first time it was Molly McShane. She never ran a campaign in her life. She was just a door knocker. But she's either has a relationship with this guy or like she convinced this guy. But there's this like he claims to be a mega donor. I really doubt him. I really do. Dean White, he's the RNC committeeman for Illinois. But he promised my dad, hey, I'll give you $20,000, but you got to hire Marlon McShane. I won't trust your campaign. If you don't believe in Marlon McShane, and if you don't run for two cycles, I can't trust you. And so my dad's like, okay, wow, I'll get $20,000. Of course I'll hire Marlon McShane. Marlon McShane has never worked. She's never like been a full-time political employee in her life. And she literally just like went door to door and like dropped off literature. It was her only experience. But because like of this Dean situation, Dean demanded, she's like, I'm quitting my job, which may or may not have even been true. And she demanded $8,000 a month.